No shit! Did not see that coming.
Do you know how to use your lips, Charlie?
Hey everyone!
Hello.
This is Grave Cinema here.
And this is Raven.
Yes, with Raven, and this is a special reaction review video we'll be doing.
So special the puppy's involved?
Yes,
My sweet
that's special. She can actually be in our laps for this one, but also we're currently in my room because we're watching a VHS of this. And
a VHS, and we can't watch that downstairs.
I have it upstairs in my room, and the reason for that is because we're watching Fright Night Part 2, and it's one that she's never seen before.
Nope.
We have seen the first one. I've seen it many times.
Obviously. You've also seen us do a 4K rewatch of this in an earlier video.
Yes, I did that of the first Fright Night.
Yes.
But we have not done this one yet. And one of the reasons is because you can't like legally get this in a higher format than VHS. Anything higher than this,
stupid.
I think, is maybe separate region or bootleg. This because of the story behind the release of this. There's like producers' sons killed them, like the Menendez killings or something, and it kind of fucked up the distribution of this.
Weird.
I know, it's weird, but however, you can see the full movie on the YouTube as well, so I do notice it is there, so if you want to watch it in full, it is there to be found currently. Nobody's taken it down yet. But for us, legally, since we like to watch everything always physically and legally, this is what we're working with.
At least on our visible channel that the internet police can watch.
Yeah, so I kind of had to like jerry rig some stuff in my room to give us at least a little bit of decent lighting here, so you'll be able to see what we're doing. But yeah, so we're going to be watching this one tonight. We're going to give you our thoughts and review after we're done watching this. It'll be a rewatch for me, but a first time watch for her. So
For me.
all right, so are you
And I am going to try and not resort to trying to get painkillers too soon.
Yes,
Yay.
because you have a hurtsy. I know. But you have dog.
I have dog!
She has dog.
And look, she's so cute. I'll make you squish. Do you want to squish? Yes. I could spend this entire video just telling you all about how cute my dog is.
I know. You can do it afterwards. All right, you ready for the movie?
Yes.
All right, let's get to it. Fright Night, Part 2.
Because you were silly, puppy. I didn't do it.
Ooh, we're getting a recap.
Sunlight came streaming in, and there was a huge explosion. Jerry Dandrige was a serial murderer, a cult worshiper. Triggered a defense mechanism in my brain, which caused me to imagine he was a vampire. Vampires don't exist.
Fright Night, Part 2. Of course, total bullshit. He would not ever believe he did not see what he saw. No amount of head shrinking would change that.
3 years of psychiatric confinement would do that to somebody.
Not me.
To be honest, I think I'm scared of running into Peter Vincent.
Yes?
Still got his kit.
3 years.
He had his kit.
They just threw it out because it was 3 years in a psychiatric facility from the sound of it.
Ow!
Make yourself there, Charlie.
I have gazed into the jaws of the beast. I have felt its claws in my throat.
Roddy McDowell's so good in this role.
Where's the script? Where's the damn script? There is no telling.
All of our dates are weird, Charlie.
New girlfriend, though.
And now, on to tonight's feature, in which, unfortunately, I do not appear.
That's what I say every time I present a movie. Unfortunately, I do not appear.
Oh, it's so good to see you again.
Upgraded his house.
Does she know about,
The vampires, Mr. Vincent? Charlie has told me all about the vampires.
things that we saw and we did? Oh, I mean, you wouldn't believe half of it.
No, I probably wouldn't, Mr. Vincent.
What you see there, Charlie?
Thanks very much, but no thanks.
You know, if you'd done that in the first movie, you wouldn't have had the problems you did.
But then we wouldn't have had the movie.
I know. Interesting, there's an apartment building with a lobby like that. Huh. She reminds me of Emily Blunt.
You think he's gonna run into another vampire?
Why would we have a movie if he didn't? Why do I feel like Peter Vincent is about to die?
Still got his Mustang. Or fixed it up.
People actually go to school at 7 in the morning? That's idiotic. It's insane. It's un-American.
It's behavior.
I agree. You think maybe she's a vampire?
Nah, I think she's just a good stalker.
What are you gonna...
I said good night.
She's about to die.
You think everyone is about to die, don't you?
She's walking off by herself in the middle of the night. And there's a vampire on the loose. Who obviously wants her boyfriend.
Maybe she's a slayer.
She's not a slayer. She doesn't believe in vampires. It's a shame. She's cute. But maybe she's a virgin and that'll save her.
Virgins taste better.
Yeah, but they're also more... what's the word I'm looking for? Flighty, escapey, evasive, pain in the ass. Left the door open. Either that or he's going after her now.
Probably just looking at the girlfriend to see where she goes and then notices a snack walking by. Those are some nails.
Uh-huh. A rollerblading vampire?
In slow motion. That one's rather hairy.
Looks more werewolfish.
Mm-hmm, yeah. I get the same vibe from him. Not my nails!
You're supposed to bite her on the neck.
Oh, man. Alex?
No?
Okay, there are no vampires.
Are you sure?
2, there is a rational explanation for this.
Sorry to wake you. I must have the wrong dormitory. Charlie, do you have a light?
Sure.
Pretty woman coming in, less queen.
Just throw all these books in the shower. What's wrong with that?
Come in.
Thanks.
Oh, yes. Come in.
Never invite strange people into your house.
But she's hot.
And?
Hot.
Please don't invite strange hot people into this house until you get them vetted.
Hot.
Vetted.
Hot.
Vetted. I'm not coming home to your body remains in the house.
Hot.
Vetted. Colin, you promised me.
I'll vet her.
That is not...
I killed
No.
some cup of coffee.
No.
Instant?
You don't get trusted with vetting.
Drink a lot of this during finals, you know? Gotta stay up all night.
You remind me of someone. This guy had a mouth like yours, good lips, and he knew how to use them. Do you know how to use your lips, Charlie?
Do you know how to use your lips, Charlie?
Name's not Charlie. You gonna cheat on your girlfriend?
He's under her thrall.
Not yet.
Now, Charlie, this does seem rather sus, does it not? I mean, this shit never happens to me.
No, random women don't show up at our door. And if they did, I wouldn't let you let them in.
Some long teeth.
How do you not notice that?
He's just really into it right now. Oh, it was all a dream.
I bet you have dreams like that, though. Tell you what, you can let strange women into the house in your dreams.
Sure,
But you don't bet.
I'm a daydreamer.
No.
What?
No.
5, 6, grab your crucifix.
I want to talk to you.
Alex, it's a nightmare. It's silly. Guess I'm not really over it.
Brian Thompson. Big tongue.
Yeah, big mouth.
He's got a great voice. Great character actor. He's leaking.
Something to knock out those dreams for a while?
Pills.
Worked for Freddy's patients, too.
Some Hypnosil.
Bowling?
Doctor's orders, pal. Yeah, I felt kind of stupid at first, but you know what? It's really fun.
You gotta be kidding.
Isn't it a bit bright for 8?
Richie.
Yeah, it should definitely be a little bit more dusky, especially if they're out.
You just skimped out on your girlfriend? Are you stupid?
This is important. Can't put her in danger. Yeah, so you couldn't have gotten that dark just that fast. You probably could only afford to shoot there during daylight hours. That's probably what that was. Also, I think he's worried for his roommate.
Oh. I just realized that was his roommate with her. What are you doing?
He's investigating.
What's with vampires and wanting to play in front of windows?
They're exhibitionists.
Apparently. Do you think a society that's trying to stay secret would, I don't know, try a little harder?
Excuse me. Would you happen to have an extra ticket?
I guess you're in luck.
Guess you're right.
I love how they very carefully hid his manhood with the window.
Yeah, Charlie, they sucking him off.
This is not a dream. This is not a dream.
She knows you're watching, Charlie.
Peter, it's happening again. I swear to God she was smiling.
This certainly does require some thought. If they are what you say they are, and
If? You don't believe me? You of all people? Or is it just that you're scared?
that hurt, Charlie. I can hardly go breaking into my neighbors' apartments, accusing them of being vampires if...
Do you mind if I borrow these? You got a crucifix?
Fools rush in. I do hope you exercise some restraint from...
Just bring a mirror. That'll confirm it. Because they look good. It's a party.
Let's not get carried away, guys, all right?
It's a vampire themed party.
Vampy. Bloodletting is a form of sexual foreplay in some kinks. It's a great way to hide as a vampire.
Yeah? Out in the open.
Or go to a vampire club.
I know what it looks like, but don't let your guard down. That's him on the couch. Look how pale he is.
Use a Perrier.
I'll get it.
I drink too much, okay? I'm not an alcoholic, okay?
I'm sorry. I guess I was wrong. I owe you an apology.
Such a thing simply couldn't happen twice, Charlie.
No. Couldn't happen twice.
Hot Girl is here. You went to see Hot Girl instead of your girlfriend. Instead, one of her friends went to see her.
He went to go protect his roommate and forgot about his girlfriend.
Would you ever forget about your girlfriend to go protect your roommate?
I don't know, it depends on the roommate.
You only have one roommate right now, it's all you have to go off of.
Sure. If I feel like you're being attacked by a vampire, would you be okay if I go try to protect you?
Yes, but I'm saying, would you blow off your girlfriend to go protect your roommate? Because, as your roommate,
I would
I would be
hope my
concerned.
girlfriend would understand.
I would hope your girlfriend, who would hopefully know you, would understand too, or I'm
Yes.
gonna have words with her at that point.
Of course, Charlie looks like he's having a good time.
Yep. He looks completely ambivalent.
He's like, she's just doing her thing. Seen it before. Cool little effect. I like that they keep the theme from the first one, though.
Theme?
Music theme.
Ah, yes.
Oh, yes, it's all fake.
I'm Regine.
Lady.
She's a performance artist. There's a logical explanation. Oh my God, Alex!
Just remember, now that the danger is
Now that
gone.
you're an idiot.
Yeah. Maybe they're just giving each other hickeys. It's that kind of party, Vince.
Looks like it's not really your thing. You should probably leave while you can.
Or maybe... Ain't no reflection there, Peter. He out.
Now he's about to die. Do you think the stairs are gonna save you, sweetie?
She's resisting.
You'll have to get closer than that.
What do you want?
Jerry Dandrige was 1,000 years old when you spilled his blood. He was my brother.
That's why she's after him.
Your punishment won't be as severe as Charley Brewster's, but you will pay, Mr. Vincent.
I must wait till morning. Broad daylight.
You're not gonna make it till morning.
About that classical music tits, huh?
Poor dog. What's with those mutton chops, dude?
80s.
Yeah.
I will say this is much more 80s than the other one, with the style and fashion.
You're supposed to bite her on the neck, asshole. I'm not thirsty right now, man.
This is moths.
He's a bug eater.
Sure is. Gee, I wish Frog would invade my room like that. That would be pretty cool.
Some ambiance. This is what happens before I enter a room.
You wish.
Yeah, I do.
Me too, sweetie. Me too.
Should come back for some more sucky sucky. Got some salt. Couldn't hurt. You got a big ass crucifix though. Kept it simple.
Vampires, quick, I've got to get on the air.
Peter, Chicky, the routine is passé. It's Stale City. The show needed some pizzazz.
What is happening to my set?
You're fired.
Can't you see that is just what she wants? So, Mel, please.
I mean, Bloodsuckers from Beyond isn't
Did
exactly...
you see Bloodsuckers from Beyond?
No, but...
Well, then you don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Yeah.
Did you ever read Dracula? Oh,
No.
it's a great book, Alex. A great book. There I go again. Sorry.
No, you were right. You weren't wrong.
I didn't know you were so passionate
We're
about
wrong, but still?
Yeah.
Charlie! Oh, you were right. It is happening again. She didn't cast any reflection.
Peter, that's just part of her act.
That is not true.
Oh yeah.
What we went through together.
There are no vampires.
I warned you. I warned you.
And now he's going to die.
Keep saying that.
Yeah, I do. But they threatened him. You were safer in your house with a threshold.
It's still daylight. Feeling thirsty, Charlie?
He's turning into exactly what he hated.
And my special secret ingredient. A whole bulb of garlic on each pizza.
Maybe he was allergic.
A senior at Tri-City Community College was found dead this morning. Richard Green, a business and accounting major, was 22 years old.
Peter, I believe you.
You know, you'd be smarter if you changed the way those looked.
Oh, she's looking up on Dracula.
It's because she's a good girlfriend.
Didn't already have a weapon with you?
Couldn't get into Peter's place through that all this shit.
bug.
Is he actually eating real bugs? I really hope he's not eating real bugs.
I know Nick Cage did for Vampire's Kiss.
It's great.
It's slimy yet satisfying. Hakuna Matata.
You're a warthog. Or a meerkat. Maybe even a lion cub. She gets the fancy coffin. I think I like her coffin the best, though.
It's not like Jerry's. Looks like she thralled him.
Sure does. She tried to throw him into walking into oncoming traffic.
Speed reader.
Intriguing how she does it.
Sorry. You look great scared.
Louis, I'd like to talk, but it's not the right time.
Of course, there's a
your
Louis.
boyfriend's coming, right?
Gotta name your werewolf Lou or Louie.
So you nail her?
Oh, hey, relax, man. This is getting very interesting, very romantic.
You might amuse yourself some other way. Bowling, perhaps.
Bowling?
Bowling. They want to go bowling. I think that's a fault.
You're not supposed to fall over.
Yeah.
I bet that was fun.
We paid for the bowling alley set. We might as well use it.
Dracula? You're reading Dracula?
Almost like she cares about you.
A great book, Charlie. A truly great book. All of a sudden, I feel like I know you a little bit better.
There's something I wanted to tell you, but I can't remember what it was.
You should always try and pull ahead.
You're so upset about it.
He wasn't expecting it.
Alright.
Fright Night.
Good evening.
Where's Peter?
I give you the new host of Fright Night, Regine.
An actual vampire. Well, something had to fuck their date up, so...
Can't have just a nice normal date.
No.
Not while we still have a movie going on.
And vampires running amok.
Amok.
What do you do?
Vampire killer.
Come on, man. What do you do?
What is the matter with you, friend? Are you hard of hearing? I kill vampires.
Yes, you do. He knows what to do.
Gonna show back up and get himself into trouble. At the very least, we can guarantee that bad.
It's Peter Vincent, the great vampire killer.
Vampire!
How'd she do that?
Special makeup.
Oh.
CGI.
That's not the same girl, right?
Makeup. My kind of late night TV.
Hey, that was interesting.
I feel kind of faint.
I've got kind of an emergency now. You're hurting my arm.
Ooh. Well, it makes your face look real pretty.
Charlie!
Oh, Charlie. I'm just getting to know your girlfriend a little bit better. Is that all right with you?
No.
It's party time.
Getting a little woofy there.
He's a wolf. He's still drinking blood.
Could be some type of hybrid.
Okay, I can believe
Kind of
that.
like with Billy, Jerry's like roommate golem type thing. They didn't outright explain.
Well, I think the
What type of
golem
subcreature
is
they
the
are.
big bulky dude.
Yeah, he has more Renfield like qualities though with it bug eating.
He does.
Cut his fucking head off.
Roses? Why did roses hurt him?
I don't know.
That was not group hypnosis. Roses, Alice. If you hadn't read the book,
I would never have known.
Part of the original lore in the book.
There's got to be a logical explanation for all of this.
Killer used to say, the forces of darkness are everywhere.
Hey, watch
Damn good television.
Get her!
We got a new storyline going on in Fright Night.
She is a vampire!
It's like he's stuck in one of his old movies. What can we do with him?
Just go out there, catch the vampires, bring them here so I can kill them.
Okay, Mr. Vincent.
Get right on that.
Sweetie, you can't say that to people. You can't say that to people. You know this.
We want to postpone for Charles Brewster.
I'm afraid you're a little late, miss. Somebody beat you to it.
Who?
I can tell you she sure wasn't from around here.
So you're gonna bust him out.
They need their vampire killer.
Yeah.
You're Peter Vincent, the fearless vampire killer.
I am after a vampire, my friend.
These idiots, they don't believe you, do they?
No.
No, they think you're wacko, just like the rest of us.
You're right.
I believe you.
Getting someone released from state hospital is no small matter.
I guess it is easier when you have a licensed professional. He's about to die.
Okay.
You're about to get attacked.
Doctor, I don't think there's a train.
No shit! Did not see that coming.
Looks like they turned the good doctor.
Long time ago.
I think you've been under a lot of stress lately.
She rocked his world.
Who knows? Maybe there is a train coming. Oh look, he made a pointy.
Sticking with the pointy end.
It's clever to have a vampire in the medical field.
Don't have one anymore.
He's not dead yet.
This feels terrible. I think I got it.
I think he wanted to finish it off quickly.
How fucking weird. Now she has to break Peter Vincent out all by herself.
Well, now she believes vampires exist, though.
She has no option.
I mean, she already saw the one wolf guy.
They had to have turned him recently, though, because he was seen during the day.
Mm-hmm. But a twist.
Yeah, a twist for sure.
I need to see Peter Vincent, please. He's just been admitted.
Here for the movie?
What?
The Peter Vincent movie? You know, he's got to get out of here so we can kill a vampire.
What? Nurse, while I check the patient, I would appreciate it if you got his transfer papers ready.
Doctor, this is highly irregular.
Walk to me. Talk to me. Love it, boy. Mm-hmm.
He's helpful. What a good crazy person.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Vincent. You can go kill your vampire now.
Helpful.
So sweet.
The strangest of places.
Mr. Vincent.
Now, we need holy water.
Holy water.
We need communion wafers.
Am I gonna go to hell for this?
Yes. Don't worry.
No.
You'll be fine.
You're fighting the forces of hell.
I promise.
Unless it
They
burns
understand.
up.
We're fighting evil. It's allowed.
Especially the forces of actual darkness.
Soon you'll taste blood for the first time. Soon you'll be one of us. Do you know why I've done this to you, Charley Brewster? Because soon you'll be immortal. You'll live forever. And it's forever that I'll torture you.
Tease.
Someday I'm going to get it into every man's head that thinks that kind of torture is fun. You are not a masochist,
What?
nor are you a sadist.
No.
You're not into either of that. Why are you fixed on torture and having women torture you?
Hot vampire lady.
You don't like pain!
Hot vampire lady.
Pain!
Hot vampire lady.
I will get fangs and then stop chasing people that will put you in pain, okay?
We forgot the rope.
Oh! This is for creatures from Carpathia.
Sneaky, sneaky.
right that he's wearing a water pack on his back that he can spray them with.
It's me.
Richie.
He's okay.
You're dead.
He's a vampire.
It's great you're joining up. I really mean that, Charlie.
How could this have happened? Why weren't there any puncture wounds in your neck?
Makeup. Piece of cake.
Makeup.
Well, I thought you might.
Oh, don't hurt the tea set.
They have to slay the vampire.
Can I take the tea set away from him first? Such a nice tea set. Thank you.
Look,
that's all I
she
wanted.
knew. She saved the tea set. Look, boy.
I feel like he could survive that.
Did it pierce his heart?
No.
Bullseye, dude.
I think it did.
Guess so.
Bullseye.
This way.
Welcome to Fright Night.
For real.
Come kiss me.
Charlie, please listen to me.
He's an old man. Was that really necessary?
Evil vampire.
You know how to put a girl's hair up with chopsticks?
They old. They learn.
Charlie, don't do this. Charlie, I love you.
Charlie.
Charlie. We're going to Candy Mountain.
Shades of the early 2000s.
Sunlight. Ooh. Gutted him.
He'll fall apart into a pile of bugs.
My bugs. My bugs.
Literally, just like Oogie Buggy.
Nice. Yeah, he was much more the golem type character.
Yes.
Got my rollerblades. Holy cloth. I'm melting. Well, got most of them now.
You're not giving that back.
Just her now.
Ripping out the floor. She wants to go down. Coffin. I've got to go down and cut her off. You close in from the top.
You can't face her alone.
You go with him. I'll take care of this end.
What are you gonna do? From up top? Like, what kind of dumb, foolish shit are you doing?
Well, let's find out.
This is his demise.
It's part of the original lore in the book.
I see. Those communion wafers are basically styrofoam.
Nope.
Climb. You crazy old coot.
Long fingers.
Back! A cousin house ball!
Back!
I really thought he was dying there.
Can't go in.
I think she could just go in somebody else's coffin.
Come on, Charlie. You didn't think I'd let go that easily, did you? Very naughty, Charlie. That coffin's many hundreds of years old. You've destroyed it for me. Goodbye, fearless vampire killer.
He has no more weapons on him. Of course he went back up. I would too. You have to go restock your ammunition.
Come on.
He had a plan.
He did. Of course he did.
Pull her in. Burn, bitch!
And hopefully you run out of siblings.
She's burning now.
Mm-hmm.
A little crispy there.
Nice effect, though.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I gonna tell it to?
Well, try me. I'll believe you.
What if there are more of them out there?
Ooh, right there out in the open.
Where will you be when the time is right?
Hopefully next to the person you want to fuck.
And this version of the song, I believe, is my favorite.
I like the voice.
Mm-hmm. I think it's Deborah Holland.
Oh, I can see why you like this song. It's very your type of music.
Yeah. Alright, so that was Fright Night Part 2. Special VHS viewing up here in my room, since that's where our VHS player...
The only VHS
CRT
player in the house is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, what are our thoughts on this sequel?
Great story for the sequel.
I thought it was a good continuation.
I'm glad they got the original Peter Vincent back. It has been long enough since I've seen the original Fright Night. Is this the same Charlie?
Yes, it is William Ragsdale.
Okay.
It is the same Charlie. They got...
The Peter Vincent is very easy to recognize.
Yeah.
This Charlie's, though...
I always confuse him a bit with Zach Galligan from Gremlins. Every so often, because they have similar faces during that time.
I can see that.
But no, any character that returned is played by the same actor. They have Charlie, Peter, and... well, yeah, it was just those two, because Amy didn't return.
Right.
Charlie's mom didn't return.
Right.
Evil Ed, even though there was a little thing at the end of the first one, like, oh, is he still alive? He didn't return, so... but
so he's not.
No. But they did have Charlie and Peter Vincent back in this, and that really keeps it a good continuation, just having their dynamic, because their dynamic is what was the best part of the first one to begin with.
It was, and I loved how they replayed that dynamic. Although I do have to say, it was weird when Charlie's like, hey, your neighbors are vampires, and Peter Vincent is like, hold on a minute, I have to live in the same house with them.
Let's make sure first.
And not jump to it, because it seemed he was very much the jumpy to-y guy, whereas Charlie should have had to have been strung along a little bit more.
Well, once it was revealed that definitely vampires, when he looked in the reflection, or lack thereof, he was wholly convinced at that point.
Right, but it took him a little cajoling to get there.
Well, he remembers the last time. He probably doesn't want to believe it could be happening again. A little trauma response maybe going on there. But once he knows for certain, he's like, fuck. And he tries to warn Charlie at that point, because Charlie still doesn't want to believe it. He's been head shrunk, apparently, as we were seeing. So I'm like, but if it was me, no, that shit fucking happened. You ain't convincing me otherwise.
Mm-mm.
But they needed that for the story they were telling in this movie, so...
Well, yeah, and the standard is when you show up in a house full of bodies and the police show up, if you tell them, it was vampires, they're gonna send you to a head shrink. Because that's what they do.
No.
Hence the fact that...
It was a gang on PCP. The Buffy excuse. But yeah, I understand.
You know?
That's why sometimes in the movies and your stories, you kind of have to ignore what happened, like, supposedly in the real world, just to tell the story you want to tell.
I mean,
so.
Yes and no. Look at Nightmare on Elm Street 3. They made an entire movie about kids in the psych ward because they're talking that Freddy Krueger is real, and they're like, well, of course he's not real.
Of course he's real.
Right. Listen. We're not going into whether or not he's real, because I need to sleep tonight.
He's real. And he'll turn you into a puppet.
You're not helping.
I know, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just teasing. I'm a tease. So what?
You are a tease. I have met you once. Anyway, though, That was the whole premise of Nightmare on Elm Street 3, was they're in a psych ward, and they're having to get over that, and that's why they had to take control of their own dreams. The only difference is that this is not in his dreams, and therefore he has nothing to take control of. It's the reality.
It is real. Yep. And for the sequel, we get more adversarial characters as well, with like the type of werewolf
yeah, he was weird.
creature. And
I wish they would have elaborated just a little bit into what he was.
yeah, see, that's the thing. They don't outright explain these sub-lackeys
But they kept showing the
in
moon,
the movies.
and he was all furry, and I hadn't seen a vampire yet that was that furry. They usually have more of a bat-like face, but like a skinned bat face, not like a fuzzy bat face.
Yeah, I think he was much more supposed to be a werewolf lackey as opposed to just vampire
Which
lackey.
makes sense because traditionally werewolves could be bound to vampires.
Depending on the story you're telling.
If you're going off of the basic Dracula lore.
And Dracula, yeah, they did tie in the Dracula novel in this with like the communion wafers and the roses and
I
such.
really ought to read that at some point because I did not get those references.
Yeah, I mean, I've read it, but still, it was written of its time, so it's kind of like a read compared to modern standards. But it does elaborate more on those specifics. I believe it's Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman that has a lot more of the novel as opposed to other Dracula adaptations.
They didn't go into communion wafers or a shroud.
Yeah, but in certain aspects, and this is just one of them. See, basically everybody goes by Nosferatu and Bela Lugosi Dracula when it comes to their modern vampire lore, because they're like, that works. And they just ignore anything that comes from other novels and such. But other adaptations will still invent their own things every so often just to be different or do something new. So, but you always go back to those...
Toilet.
We don't speak of it. But you always do go back to those main standbys set in those first two initial films.
Yeah.
And because they're classics, they work. So.
And having a standard trope. I like what they do in Dresden Files, where they have 3 different types of vampire. You have your succubi and incubi who feed off of the sexual tension of people. And then you have your semi-more traditional vampires that were the Red Court, at least until that one book.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't... They didn't get affected by garlic, and I want to say they weren't affected by daylight.
Yeah, I think there were 3 courts. You had the Black Court, that was more the traditional...
I was getting to that, yes. They don't do garlic, they don't do sunlight, and they're the worst kind of vampire in that little world. And then you had the Red Court and the White Court, which was the succubi and incubi.
Yeah, they're the one with the main girl who's always... or whatever, and the Red Court, and the Red Court just kind of get, spoiler alert for Dresden Files, kind of
wiped off the face of the earth
in one of the books. So yeah, but they do have their own lore, and that's one thing I do like with vampires is you can always do something different or sometimes new, and of course they're classic creatures. You know, night. Demons,
most cultures in the world
sucky.
have some form of vampire in their history. So it's something that is stretched across the world without really the help of white settlers that colonized everything. So the fact that that has popped up so often says that there is something in this world that is not the norm. Although, if you look at certain kinks in Hollywood... blood drinking is kind of a thing, although it really shouldn't be because AIDS is still around, folks.
But it's so tasty.
Sweetie, I got better ways for you to get iron. Okay?
Yes. Also, there's no Amy in this one. They changed out the girlfriend. I guess she didn't want to come back or they couldn't get her, but...
I actually kind of like the fact that he has a new girlfriend. Like... there's a lot of trauma in the last relationship because she was kidnapped by a serial murderer.
Yeah. And they didn't just say it was still Amy.
Right.
Or just recast it. No, they made an actual new character.
It a new character. But also because he is older and oftentimes high school relationships don't last, it makes sense for that to have fallen apart and him to have found someone new.
Yeah. We just don't get any story on what happened. So it's like, whatever. This is the story now.
No, you don't. Because you don't need it.
Nope.
So, I'd rather have more lore on the creatures themselves. Like her right-hand guy Tell me more about you and your brother's backstory. Like, when did you become vampires?
Why did whoever turned you
did
turn both a
become
brother and a
vampires?
sister? Yeah.
Are you actually brother and sister? Were you just both turned at the same time, and that's why you are brother and sister?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we unfortunately didn't get a third movie because of the slayings of producers and such.
Yeah, tell me about that, because I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't remember the full specifics, but I do know production company involved in this. They had producers and they had sons, Menendez brothers, and apparently they killed them. There was some big murder thing that happened, but that affected the studio and their distribution of this because it was like right around the same time, and that's part of the reason why the rights to this are kind of a clusterfuck when it comes to the sequel. So I was very lucky to actually see this for not the first time, but actually at a drive-in a few years back, because it was the Mahoning Drive-In. They had a vampire triple feature. They had Buffy, the movie, they had Fright Night Part 1, and then Fright Night Part 2.
I remember when you went to that, you stayed there all night.
I know, I got a poster hanging right up there on
Yeah, you do.
my door there. But yeah, I'm like, holy shit, you actually got Fright Night Part 2? So I actually had to make myself go that night. It's a bit far away from me.
Stay up all night. It's like, what, 2 hours away?
Yeah, so doing a triple feature that night and driving back, I'm like, getting back at like 5 in the morning and it's daybreak. I'm like, okay, I'm alive. Now I can go to bed.
Yeah.
So, but I was very impressed they were able to get that, because getting the rights to that is a pain in the ass for some odd reason. Like, I don't know if it actually was officially ever released on DVD or Blu-ray. If it was, it's way out of print now. But I don't think there's any official release that happened as far as I'm aware. Nothing that's new that you can find or anything cheap. So that's why we were doing this on a good old-fashioned VHS I was able to get off of eBay a while back. So, because this was an official release. So I support physical media. I always want to get an official release if I can. So we're going the old classic VHS route. The way we did it back in the 80s and 90s. Before even me. I'm throwing back here.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were from the late 80s, the very late 80s.
I was created in the late 80s, and
we both grew up in the 90s with VHS.
Yeah, we're 90s kids.
I was the only one in the house that even had any sort of tape player in my house in high school because Mom's broke, and then they just kind of commandeered mine.
Commandeered.
And then I moved out, and I'm like, you know, that's mine, right? So you broke my thing that my grandma got for me, and she's like, do you want me to get you a new one now? And I'm like, no. But you could have at least, like, said sorry or something like that. Anyway, point in case, he loves watching VHS, which is why he has his own special, like our VHS player here is literally one of those ones attached to this tiny little 12-inch TV, which is what we just watched this on.
13. I think it's a 13.
80, they don't make 13-inch.
I think it was labeled as 13.
It was always an even number.
I can whip it out and measure it. Hold on. I got a thing. I'm going to measure this right now.
Regardless, it's a tiny little TV with a little VHS player in it that he normally uses when he is bored and wants to watch retro TV.
Ah, 13. I'm right.
That is a cloth measuring tape.
It's still inches. An inch is an inch, okay? And that's 13 inches.
Probably because of the curvature.
No. 13 inches, right there. It's 13 inches. I remember buying the goddamn thing. It said 13 inches.
Well, you heard it first, folks. It's 13 inches. He whipped it out and measured. Point and case.
Be impressed.
It is an old school TV that you actually not only manage to get to work on a regular basis, it doesn't eat up all your VHS.
For now. At least it has ports in the front in case if the onboard player decides to maybe one day go, I can at least hook up an external VHS player if I truly have
for
to.
now,
so.
it's going strong.
It is going good. I don't overplay it too often, but occasionally, like, if it's late at night and I just want to watch some scary movie as I go to bed, I'll just pop in one of my horror VHSs or so.
Or Abbott and Costello.
Or Abbott and Costello, because that's what I grew up watching, so I have a lot of them too. So yeah. But yeah, it's fun. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. That's what horror people are about. The vibes.
Sure.
Yeah, you're about the vibes.
Sure.
Yes. Also, I liked how in the sequel here they went for the female vampire as opposed to the another male. It was something to make it different.
Right. It wasn't like you killed my brother, prepare to die.
Well, it was a little...
I mean, it was, but it was a little more deception, and I like that she went about it by making him one of them.
Just to torture him for eternity.
Right, because, if I was going to avenge my brother, that's exactly what I'd do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's way better to continue their suffering. Which is why, for the most part, especially, unless they're a danger to society, I don't believe we should kill people, because I believe they can suffer a lot more by living on this planet.
They can. Also, you were surprised, though, when the doctor turned out to be vampire.
I was!
Vampire.
He'd only been seen during the day.
Yeah, so it could have been...
I thought they were going to get attacked by a vampire.
Yeah.
And then the doctor would have believed her, and then they would have gotten Dr. Vincent out very easy.
Possibly, but no, they made him bad. My interpretation always was, they must have turned him in order to protect themselves during the time of this. I never really thought of, maybe he's always been a vampire.
Because he's been seen too much during the day. He can't have always been a vampire.
Yeah, that was always why I felt like, they turned him in between to give us a little twist there.
It's the only way it could work.
But, of course, you also kept thinking, now he's going to die when it came to Peter Vincent. Nope, now he's going to die.
I really did. I thought he was going to be dead for sure.
He's a main character.
I thought he was going to be a martyr and sacrifice himself, which you can do to main characters, just ask Dewey.
That was like sequel number 5, though.
Still.
Took a while.
Still.
He can still come back. Or David Arquette can come back as David Arquette.
David Arquette could come back as David Arquette.
Yes, New Nightmare, the Scream series. I want it! Anyway.
All in all, though, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts on Fright Night Part 2 is... It still passes the vibe check when it comes to an 80s vampire movie with classical representations of vampires as creatures of the night that are bad and evil and want to suck your blood and all that fun stuff. It's got the practical effects, good prosthetic work, has the music. Also, my favorite rendition of Come To Me, the theme from the first one, they did again in this one. As it played over the credits, I'm like, yeah. I listen to that quite often. So, I'm sad that because of all the bullshit that happened behind the scenes with all that murder stuff, that we weren't able to get a third movie before Roddy McDowall died. So.
Darn, that murder stuff. Roddy McDowall was Peter Vincent.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes, he died sometime in the mid-90s, like 97, I think, or so. 96, 97.
Are you sure about that? Wasn't he also in The Luck of the Irish?
No, he was not.
That's not the same
You're thinking
guy?
of another actor.
Looks very similar to him then.
I can see he's an older guy with
white hair, similar
white
features.
hair, but that actor I know you're talking about, that's not Roddy McDowall.
Okay.
He was in The Burbs as the neighbor, the doctor.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, that's my final thoughts. What are your final thoughts on
My
Fright
final
Night Part
thoughts
2?
are I liked how they went about this. I liked that they chose a female vampire. I like that she didn't come out and she was okay, I did like, but I didn't like that she did what they expect females to do, which is not a full frontal assault. It was something more subtle and deceptive, which is how female killers are often portrayed, and it's why we are commonly, we're commonly the ones that they say will use poison.
The weapon of a woman.
Right.
That's what
Which
they
is
say.
stupid, because poison can cause lots and lots of pain and torment as you die.
The weapon of a woman. Sometimes.
No,
if you,
bad.
she wants
bad,
us to.
Bad stereotypes.
That's why
you.
That's why
Anyway,
there's that saying as you were mentioning. Because of a stereotype.
That is the stereotype.
Yeah.
However, they did do a fantastic job of it. I like that she was subtle about everything until she needed to not be. She was very calculated.
Very in control.
And I like that at first you didn't realize who was in charge. Because you're like, is it that guy of color? Is it her?
Oh, when you...
Is it the Gollum guy? Because he seems pretty in control.
I knew as soon as he's looking at them going in there and it focuses on her. Like, okay, yeah, she's the main person.
She was an attractive woman and he is a cis white male.
Also, it's a female on the cover.
Well, yes, there's that.
So it's kind of a little hint.
Still, I like that it was left up to interpretation. But you're right, I do think it keeps the feel and the vibe of the first one.
It does, yes. And I like on the cover here, you got like pictures of the makeup and prosthetics there. Really good work there, yeah. See?
They really did do a great job on their prostheses. There are so many of them in this movie, and they're all very well done. None of them look cheap. None of them look like you could buy them at a Halloween store. You know, it's all pretty freaking nice. It's a shame we don't do things like that anymore.
1988. The year I was born. That's when this came out. So it was like 3 years after the 85 original. Yep. So cool. Well, it's one thing I do love about Fright Night is I like all the movies, which includes the remake, and
we haven't watched the remake yet.
I've seen all of them, but you haven't watched it yet.
Of course you've seen all of them.
But yeah, that's great, and also the part 2 that came out after that, which really isn't a part 2. It's kind of another remake in disguise, which when you watch it, you're like, why the fuck was this called part 2 or Fright Night 2? It should have just been another thing on its own. Honestly, if they changed the characters' names in that one, it would have made more sense. But we'll get to that whenever we do watch it. I won't spoil that much for you, but I have thoughts on that. But the main thing is I like all the movies because it's a great concept. Classic, vampire moves in next door, must kill vampire, need vampire expert. We go at it, we fight. I love it. It's fantastic. It follows the formula.
May it never happen to us.
Okay. So, thank you for watching this special watch and viewing of my bed.
And us in our PJs.
Yeah, don't worry. The next videos we do will be a little bit more usual downstairs in front of a big TV. Lighting may be a bit better, or so I had to makeshift stuff up here.
I think it's not bad.
It's not bad. I had to
super flattering.
I had to alter some settings. It may not be as sharp. It may not.
It's fine.
Be fine. I'll be artistic as shit when it comes to it.
They got to see a cute puppy.
They did. Where's puppy? Oh, right there.
She got too hot, so she vacated the bed.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens every time. She thinks she wants to be up here, and then she's like, oh, there's 2 other blast furnaces besides me and a bunch of really fluffy blankets. Maybe the floor is nice.
The floor is nice.
So.
Yep. So, yeah. I've lagged behind the uploads recently because he went
back to school to try and better his life situation, this poor dudderhead. But it's been a bit overwhelming. So if they continue to be a little bit slow, we're going to...
I apologize.
Ask your patience.
I've always said we have a new video every Tuesday unless shit happens, and hey,
shit happened.
Yeah. So they will come out when they come out. I'm not abandoning my channel. I'm just slowing down my output. So
we definitely don't want to get to the point where he doesn't like doing this and therefore doesn't want to. This is not meant to be a chore. It's meant to be fun.
And that's why I did this one tonight. I wanted to do it because I love this. And I know I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this again as I edit. Some of them I watch and it's like, ugh. I kind of have to watch this again as I edit. And it was just okay for me. But this is not just okay. This is great for me. It's great, so.
And I'm not here now while he's editing things because I will be away again, despite my injury.
Yeah, you're just here now.
So I can't just sit over him and go, nope, you're taking a break, or poke at him till he goes and does something fun.
Hell, by the time this comes out, you might already be back again from your second stint.
Possible.
At the rate I'm going at this point, but. But thank you for watching and sticking with us. Whether you're new or old, we're still gonna
put stuff out. It's just not going to be quite so often.
I mean, yeah, there's the watch, which maybe you enjoy, but I enjoy actually the talk afterwards the most, just to review. That's what I like most about it, so. And we'll definitely do more of those. So, stick with us, subscribe, like, comment, all the usual crap, you know what to do. And whenever the next video comes out, we'll be here, right, waiting for you, and you'll see it maybe Maybe
Words are hard.
hard. It's the end of the review, okay? But who knows? Maybe there'll be another
For those of you
VHS
who
watch.
stick around, we appreciate you. For those of you who don't, we understand.
Thank you.
We do very
Good night
much.
and good luck. I don't know why I just went in newscaster mode there. It just...
Because it's Peter Vincent, and that's what you do at the end of a movie.
I suppose. We have to end this. Thank you all, and remember...
Stay spooky.
Bye.
You poor